Alex, thank you so much for joining me today to discuss your newest film, The Beast Within. How's your day going so far?
It's going very well. Yeah, we premiered last night here at Fantasia. We sold out at a 800 seat cinema, so we feel very grateful
Yeah, it was a
and
fantastic night. It was so nice.
exhilarated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw some of the highlights on your Instagram and on Fantasia's Instagram, and it looked like an amazing environment. Atmosphere looked fantastic. What is it like having those experiences where you're able to share with such a large audience?
Well, that was my first time.
Great.
It was everything I ever wanted from a premiere. I was walking the lineup at the beginning of the day, and there was 800 people queuing around the block, and I think I shook every single one of their hands and said, "Thank you so much for being here tonight and coming to watch our movie." It was very humbling. It was. I want to do it again.
Yeah. It was
Absolutely.
we haven't actually done really any test screenings, outside of like friends and family and so on. So we're sitting there at the beginning going, God, we don't know what people are going to think here. We love it, but what's this going to be like? But it was a great experience.
Nobody walked out.
I watched it. I liked it. I had a
Yeah,
great time in it, and based on the social media reactions that I'm seeing from it so far, I see a lot of people enjoyed it. So congratulations on that.
thank you so much.
Did you come up with the initial concept of this horror monster movie drama with a family dynamic? What was the initial spark for that concept?
Well, look, Gru and I are both not horror fans. I mean, obsessed with horror. Early horror all the way up until today, 2024 horror. So we wanted to make a horror film. We wanted to make a creature feature, but we didn't. We wanted to do it in a more of a defining way, in a way that we thought that might, possibly hadn't been done before, and that was just including an element of the real world into it, right? And I guess if you look closely enough, you could say that this is a horror film about the horrors of family life. And you've got that normal external monster who lives outside the walls, usually, right? Who's trying to get in. Instead, our monster is inside the house. He sleeps in the bed in the house, right? And he's a part of the family.
Yeah.
It's hopefully a fresh take on the werewolf genre itself. And yeah.
I thought it was absolutely a fresh new take on the werewolf. Typically, I find that you're not as sympathetic for monsters in monster movies, but this one here really made you care for the monster himself and the family and everyone involved. You were initially a photographer when you started off your career. Did that play a role in the location and the setting and the atmosphere of the film?
I'd definitely say I'm a hands-on camera director. So finding the right DP was incredibly important, and developing that look, that soft lighting look, which you see throughout the film. There's a lot lit with candlelight, and there's a lot of soft bulbs and lamps in the corners of the rooms. And yeah, it was. Look, Daniel Katz, the DP, is such an incredible talent. Every frame in my eyes of his is a painting, and I would say there is an inherent beauty, although contradictory, right, in the way this film looks, um, to the subject matter. And it's important, I think, because it pulls you in. His cinematography pulls you in. We found a great place. We had a huge abandoned mansion up in deep Yorkshire, and I mean, the only tricky part was shooting that in the height of summer. Meant you are shooting day for night, so we quite literally tented off the entire stately home in black, and it was a hell of an operation to light, but the space allowed us, because it was so large, it really allowed us to get creative with it.
I love the environment. I love the landscape, the locations. The mansion was gorgeous. Um, I thought there were so many incredible shots, both indoor and outdoor. So I thought, personally, I thought the location and the environment was like a character on its own. Some incredible actors in this, Kit Harington, Ashley Cummings, Kellen Springle. What was the casting process like, and coming up with also the dynamics, the family dynamic?
We got really lucky with the casting, honestly. We did. Like, to say it was a difficult and lengthy process would be so far from the truth. our first person on board was Kit. Yeah. And met him on Zoom. He didn't want to make a monster movie, a typical monster movie. He wanted to make a monster movie with a deeper message, right? Like, so he read the script, he loved it, and then we met up in person, and yeah, we got Kit on board, and then we found Kaylin through my agents at United, and went up to meet her in Buckinghamshire. And to tackle the role of Willow when you've written Willow as a 10-year-old with this subject matter is no easy feat. No easy feat. And navigating that is no easy feat as well, right? Young heart, young mind. Got to be so careful how you tread. So we know we needed someone who was emotionally intelligent, somebody who was capable and strong. And of course, we protected her throughout the process. And if a wound was opened on set, you know, it would be closed after the take. But Kaylin was so beyond her years. I remember walking into the living room. She's like, I love the script. I read it last night. I was like, oh my God. Didn't even know 10-year-olds could read. And she was just mesmerizing. She is on screen, and she's going to be a superstar. And then James Cosmo, obviously, season air. Everyone knows Cosmo. He's brilliant, turns up and just excels every take. One day. He's fantastic. And then Ashley. So Ashley Cummings came off of Citadel with Kaylin, and she'd played her mother before. And so they brought that synergy with them onto this film. So we just deepened that further. And Ashley was just so vigilant over the subject matter and was so passionate about the script, and would become so impassioned if she didn't think we were tackling it in the right way. Or it was a big conversation the whole time. We were always in each other's hearts and minds the whole time, making sure that we represented this in the most respectful way possible.
Thank you so much, guys. This Friday, it opens up in theaters. People got to watch it early yesterday at Fantasia, and nationwide, it'll open up on the 26th. So check your local listings for The Beast Within, and go check it out this Friday. Thank you so much for joining me, guys.
Thanks so much for having us.